Today we're going to cross into the television medium and look at the 10 top bands that appeared on 60s television shows, here on Pop Goes the 60s. The first band we're going to look at today is an obscure band called Davy Allen and the Arrows. And Davy Allen was known for his fuzzed out surfer style guitar, and this band was used typically for low budget biker films like this right here. And he was used for this episode of Get Smart for a party scene. He only has 2 arrows with him, one on tambourine and no drummer.
Watch out, Chief, there he is! It's all right, Chief. It's only the dummy.
Yes, I know.
Wild, Tracy, wild. Now you're doing the jet.
That scene is typical of what Hollywood saw as a Hollywood party with a musical number in it. Up next at number 9, we've got an old favorite, the Munsters. And in this particular episode are the Standells before the hit Dirty Water. And they're doing a song called Do the Ringo.
Those neat guys are the Standells.
He showed you how to ringo. Come on and let yourself go. Everybody ringo.
At number 8, we have the group Boyce and Hart in an episode of I Dream of Jeannie. Now, Boyce and Hart you may know from the Monkees. They had wrote and produced some of their hits. And in this particular episode, Jeannie is trying to sell Boyce and Hart to producer Phil Spector, who actually appears in this episode. And the drummer doesn't show up, so guess who plays drums?
Excuse me, are you Mr. Phil Spector?
Look, it's been a real bad day. Would you come back in April? What is this, a convention?
Where's Bill?
I don't know. Helen, will you please take these people out of my office?
Now.
I gotta run outside and see what's happening.
Boyce and Hart had 3 hit albums of their own, and when they weren't recording albums, they were being enticed by the likes of Samantha's cousin Serena on this episode of Bewitched.
Okay, Serena, fun and games are over. Let's send those howling hippies back to Earth. I will, just as soon as they finish my song.
And when it reaches your lips, my dear, you're gonna smile and feel me oh so near. So I'm gonna blow you a kiss in the wind. Ha!
All right, song number 7, we're going to move to the detective world here with Joe Mannix from the TV show Mannix. And he is in a bar talking to a very blissed out young Tom Skerritt to the backdrop of the Buffalo Springfield.
Stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. This battle line being drawn. Nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds.
Hey, man, nice looking at you again. You seem to be in a good mood, Morgan.
Coming in at number 6 is the Peppermint Trolley Company. Now, this is a band, most people are probably not familiar with the name, but you have heard them, and they actually sang the theme song to the Brady Bunch in the very first season. Here they appear in the Beverly Hillbillies in full color.
Who has been stands so tall? Oh, Robin Hood. Who's the leader of us all? Oh, Robin Hood. Oh, Robin Hood. Robin Hood. Hey, come on now, Robin Hood. Robin Hood. Hey.
Now you may be asking, what are Jethro and Ellie Mae doing in Robin Hood attire in this episode? And all I can tell you is, well, it's the Beverly Hillbillies. And by 1967, when this aired, it had already jumped the shark.
Who's Jethro? Didn't know it was me, did you?
Coming in at number 5, we have the Dillards. Now the Dillards are the fictional band The Darlings from the Andy Griffith Show. And they appeared on the show 7 times, and they are known as the Beatles of bluegrass. They're that good. And typically when they appeared on the show, they played in a stone-faced manner.
Dooley died, the women folk looked sorry, and the men stood around and cried. Now Dooley's on the mountain, he lies there all alone. They put a jug beside him and a barrel for a stone. Dooley slipping up the holler, Dooley trying to make a dollar. Dooley, give me a smaller and a payback someday, and a payback someday.
Coming in at number 4 are Paul Revere and the Raiders. Now in this episode of Batman, the Penguin is running for mayor, and he uses the band as entertainment in a political rally.
I hope that he too will address himself to basic issues.
The Penguin Party stands for mother, country.
We're going to stick with the dynamic duo for band number 3, which is Chad and Jeremy. Now in this episode of Batman, the Catwoman gets involved and steals Chad and Jeremy's voices.
Are your see-in-the-dark glasses in order, Meanie Miny Mo?
You bet they sure are. Ready to go.
Long, quiet hours of play, sounds of tomorrow from yesterday.
Get him.
Love came.
But you said they couldn't get away, Catwoman.
And yet they did. And so will we.
Chad and Jeremy had moved to Los Angeles in about 1965, which allowed them to do more on-camera television shows. They did the Patty Duke Show, and this episode from Dick Van Dyke, where they play the Redcoats, which is a bit of a parody of the Beatles. At number 2, we have a favorite of mine. The Beau Brummels appear in cartoon form on the Flintstones. And they are not called the Beau Brummels, but the Beau Brummelstones. And in this episode, they are singing their hit, Laugh, Laugh.
But first, here to sing their latest hit song, let's have a big hand for the Beau Brummelstones.
Before I go, I'd like to say one thing. Don't close your ears to me.
Coming in at number 1, we're going to fit 2 bands into this slot here because it's from the same episode of Gilligan's Island. Now this features the band The Wellingtons. Now who are the Wellingtons? Well, the Wellingtons were a group that did a lot of television soundtrack work. And in this particular episode, they play the Mosquitoes, which is kind of a takeoff on the Birds. And in the episode, the Mosquitoes need a place to relax and they want to get away, so they go to this uncharted island where Gilligan and the gang are. But they get some stiff competition from another band on the island. I'm going to let Mr. Howell do the introductions for this one.
A trio with a really really, really big future. The girls with the new sound, and here they are, the Honeybees.
You need us. You need us. Like a clan needs a shell. Like a prisoner needs a cell. Like a ding-dong needs a bell. You need us. You need me. You need me. Like a picture needs a star. Like a golfer needs a par. Like teenagers need a car. You need me. You need me. You need me. Like a baby needs a toy. Like Hawaiians need their boy. Like a girlie needs a boy. You need me. You need me. You need me. Like a diamond needs a ring. Like a harp needs a string. Like a queenie needs a king. You need me. You need us. You need us. Like a bee needs its buzz. Like a peach needs its fuzz. So that's why you need us.
And those are the Honeybees in all their glory, never to record officially in the studio. So those are my top 10 bands to appear on 60s television. Hope you liked it. If you did, subscribe, and if you think somebody else might appreciate this video, make sure to share it with them. Thanks for watching.